Alrighty. I'm Ken Canion, the host of Love, Lust, and Lies. And on today's show, I got to tell y'all why I did this is because recently, um, recently I was talking to one of my students, and one of my students simply said, she was in a relationship, in a long-term relationship. They were just friends. She wanted more, but he didn't want to give her more or give her what she wanted. And, he was like, he was like, nah, we're not good. But what happened was, in this relationship, they ended up splitting up. And when they split up, she was upset. And so when I began to talk to her about why she was upset, and she said, I'm upset because, I ended up, I changed my hair for this person. I changed what I did, my routines. I changed a lot of what I was doing to be with the person, to be with him. And when it didn't work out, she became bitter. And so what I was telling her was, I said, why are you bitter at him? I said, the truth is that you should be bitter at yourself. And then when I began to explain to her was what she was doing was projecting. See, it's called projecting. When we project an image other than who we are just to appease or so the other person will accept us. So what happens is we put out an image that we think is acceptable to the other person. And then when the other person says, "Oh, I like that. I like the way you do that." And then what happens is you get into the relationship with the other person. And then you can keep projecting, putting out this other person who is your representative. You have on a mask, and now you can't take the mask off. You can't take the mask off because you projected this image with the person, and now you're stuck. You are stuck with the mask that you wear. And so now the other person doesn't know who you truly are. And so I told her, I said, the reason you're upset, the reason you are upset is because you have projected so long. You've worn the mask so long. You've masqueraded so long. You are angry because the truth of the matter is that they didn't accept that. And now you're angry because you say, I've done all these things for the person because you never show the true you. You were never true to who you are. You were never your authentic self. And so you're angry. You're agitated because you gave up a part of you that wasn't you. Ooh, ooh. Well, you gave up a part of you that was you for something that wasn't you. And so today, we're going to talk about why it's important to be authentic in relationships. Why it's important to be authentic in relationships. If you know anybody who has ever been in a relationship and lost themselves, they've lost themselves, they've become someone new, send this video to them. Please, because it's going to be extremely important. Many times we get in a relationship and we get so enamored with the other person of how we feel. We get so enamored with, I've got to please the other person. I've got to please the other person. And then we ultimately we begin to lose ourselves. We begin to lose the values that we stand by. We begin to become someone else because we desire to please them. And on today's show, I'm going to show you why it's important to be authentically yourself from the beginning. From the beginning. Because what happens is we try to interject the true you later on after we masqueraded so long, after we've shown them a reflection or projection of who we want them to be, and they've accepted that projection. They like that, but then they don't know who you really are. And so what I tell people is this. I say, okay, I get it. Everybody wants to put their good foot forward. They want to wear the mask, send their representative in at the beginning, the first date. Okay, I have no problem with that. I would rather you just be honest and show the person who you are. But I understand that you might not show them on the first date who you are because it may not work out. But here's my argument against that. Show them who you are because in our course, my class that I'm teaching now, my class, I'm teaching them, be authentic from the beginning. And because at the end of the day, dating is nothing but gathering data. When you're gathering data, let the person input the right information. You know how you put things in a program? Let them input the right information about who you truly are. And then they can make an assessment of who they want to be with. Okay? They can make a true assessment. So what I say is input the data and let them see who you truly are from the beginning. Not a projection of who you are. Because a lot of people won't tell people things because you know why? They think the person might not like them. They think the person might not accept them. And so we're going to talk about 4 reasons. I think I got 3. I had 4, but 4 reasons, 3 reasons, let's do 3, of why it's important for you to be authentic and be true to yourself from the beginning. To be true to yourself from the beginning, not in the middle, not 8 weeks in, from the beginning, okay? Because now, number 1, let's get into it. Number 1, I'll do 4 reasons. But number 1, when you're authentic from the beginning, you don't lose yourself. You don't lose your authentic self, okay? So listen, when you're authentic from the beginning, if you do stuff quirky, let them see the quirkiness in you. And they might like it, but they have to make their own judgment. You don't lose who you truly are when you are authentic from the beginning. See, losing yourself, when a person loses themselves, there's ultimately resentment. Now, you resent the other person because you think that they don't really like you for who you are, but you've never shown them. And then ultimately you will resent yourself for not showing who you are. So the one thing is the reason why you need to be authentic from the beginning is number 1 is so you don't lose yourself, y'all. I've counseled and coached so many people so many ladies especially, who have lost themselves in the relationship because they're trying to be something else for their partner. They're trying to be this. They're trying to be homemaker. They're trying to be this. And they forsaken their dreams and everything to make this relationship work. Y'all, I'm telling you something. You will ultimately resent the person. You will lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, it's hard finding. It's hard getting back to the person you once knew. You know why? Because you've lost touch with them. You've lost touch with that person and you don't know what that person likes anymore. You don't know what makes that person happy anymore because you spent the last how many months, years making sure the other person was happy and you've never made yourself happy. So the first thing is you don't want to lose yourself in the relationship. The second reason why it's important to be true to yourself, to be authentic in a relationship is because input, now they say garbage in, garbage out in the computer. Well, I will say, I will put it in a relationship. The right input in, the right input out. So if you put the right stuff in, what I mean by that, the authentic stuff, the stuff that's true about you, you're going to get an accurate, right assessment from the other person, whether they like you or not. See, if you don't put the right information in, who you are, if you decide, all right, let's say you're not putting the right information in. Let me give you an example. So you decide, I like my hair short, okay? I like to cut my hair short and that's just the way I like it. But the other person, you think they like long hair, so now you get extensions or you wear a wig. And that's not who you truly are. But what you're doing is you feel like if I do this, the other person will like me or accept me for doing this. Mistake. That's a big damn mistake, y'all. Because that's not the right information in, which you can't get the right information out. So if you're putting in incorrect information, what comes out on the other end is incorrect. So if you're showing the person a side of you, so like, let's say if you're showing the person, that, you keep your car clean all the time. All right. That's what you put in. And so what you did was you cleaned the car up for the date. Clean the car up for the day. And then the other person didn't see that you don't keep your car as tidy as it appears. And so they make an assessment about it. oh, this person is tight. Now, I'm not saying, y'all, to keep your car junky, but what I am saying is, if that's the way you operate, if that's the way you get down, you got to start out like you're going to hold out. If you can't keep your car clean all the time, let him see some stuff in the back seat. Let her see some stuff in the back seat, some stuff on your seats. Okay, because now that's the authentic part of me. Now, even though I want to improve upon it, but I'm still going to show you who I am. I'm still going to show you a part of me. And so what happens is now the person can make an accurate assessment of who you are as a person. Input in the right information, input out the right information. But if you input in fake information, wrong information, information that's inauthentic, then the information that comes out on the other end from them is authentic. Because inauthentic. Because they don't know. They say, oh, I like you. But what I'm doing is I like somebody who is not authentic, who is not real. And so is it really you? And ultimately, you get stuck. You get stuck because the other person now likes something else that is not you. Number 3, the third reason that you gotta be true to yourself, you gotta be authentic from the beginning, y'all, is because of this. When you're not authentic, you're disregarding your core values. See, most people, individual people, they don't even know their core values. And I would tell people, I said, listen, if you don't know your core values, the things that are a must, that you must have, then you always compromise who you are. And so what we did in this book was we identified our core values as a couple. And I'll go over a couple of them with you. The first thing we said was we did 7 of them. And we wrote this book, y'all. It's cool because we wrote this book based on companies. I know it's a different type of relationship book because I used to do leadership training. And I used to go into companies, and I started researching companies like Google, Zappos, all of these companies where people, they built up these awesome cultures, and people don't want to leave. And I said, the reason why we stay in this relationship, why we don't want to leave, is because we've created a culture in our relationships, just like companies have. Companies that have great cultures, people don't want to leave, y'all. Think about it. If you're at Google and they're giving you free childcare, and you're at Google, and now they let you take a nap at work. Now, y'all listen to what I'm saying. You got a place to go take a nap at work because they've established a culture around these things. Now, it's hard to get on at Google. It's hard as I don't know what to get on at Google. They created a culture. And so Zappos, you ever bought some shoes from Zappos? Now, Zappos is a customer service company. They started out as a shoe company. They said, we're not a shoe company, we're a customer service company. The reason why they say that is because they say we have the best customer service in the industry. Our objective is not that you buy shoes, because some of their places, they will tell you shoes that they don't have, and they might even tell you other places to go get them. But they know this. They know that their core values are so powerful that they've created such a powerful culture that people want to stay. So check this out. In the book, we talk about this. Okay, we talk about in the book. We say, did you know at Zappos, there are 2 types of training you have to go through. Number 1, a skills training, okay, to see if you have the skills to work there. Number 2, the other training you have to go through is what we call a culture training. And this culture training is, they want to know if you're a fit for the culture. And if you're not a fit for the culture, you can't work there. You have to pass both of the trainings. You have to go through all of the interviews and pass all of them. Now get this. After the 6 weeks of training, after it's over, do you know that they offer you $2,000 to quit? Now get this. So they said, you done invested all this time in me. You gonna give me $2,000 to quit, to go? And the people, do you know, 97% of the people stay. Why? Because of the culture. Because they created a culture of core values. And they say, I'm not leaving. And so here's what I tell everybody. Think about why you need to be true to yourself. In our group, I told people, look, write down your 5 core values, things that you must have in a relationship. We've never done this before. Many of us have never done this before because we just want to feel good in a relationship. We just want the person to make us happy. We want the person. And the truth is you will forego, you will compromise your core values. And ultimately that happiness will turn into sadness or anger or frustration, overwhelm, because you realize the person that you're with, their core values are not the same as yours. I'm not saying that you have to have all of the same core values. But what I am saying is they have to be similar in nature or you can't stay together. Don't forget this. Attraction may get you. Core values keep you. Attractions may get you in a relationship. Only core values keep you in a relationship. And so how many people have the core values when their core values are different? How many people, their core values, the truth of the matter is they've never written them down. Before you ever get in a relationship, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down 5 to 10 things that you must have. So let me read you some of ours. We have 7 in this book. You ought to pick up a copy of this book, y'all, at grandcanyons.com. If you're in the Greensboro area, I can deliver it to you. Get you a copy of it because it's the dope book. Yeah, of course, me and my wife wrote it, but still dope. So one of our core values is this. We believe that you have to develop thyself. That's just a core value that we have. We have that we both need to keep developing ourselves. That means reading, growing, studying. That means, embarking on new ventures. We believe that. My wife has auditioned for big time movies, on the verge of getting them. Y'all, she's on the verge of getting something real big, but COVID hit. I can't tell y'all what it is, but COVID hit. And it was disheartening, but we'll work through that. But the second one is be true to yourself. That's another core value. The third one is, this is a big one, resolve conflict quickly. That's one of our core values. We can't be mad for weeks. To hell with that. I'm not walking around here, we mad, she walking around here in her drawers and she mad at me and I can't touch her. That don't even make sense. But that's our core value. And I'm gonna just go over one more. We operate our finances like a business. We operate our finances like a business. We put money together in a pot, and what we do is divvy up the money. We both get money from that. We operate our home like a business. We don't buy anything over a certain amount. If I want to buy something over $400 or $500, I call her. She's my business partner. Hey, she's gonna be my business partner at the crib. Hey, what you think about this? If she ain't with it, we don't buy it. If we ain't got the budget for it, we ain't buying it. That's how we operate. That's how our business, that's how we operate. And so what I'm saying is you got to establish what your core values are individually. And then when you get with somebody, you understand what your core values are collectively. All right? But you got to start with your own. You have to start with your own core values, y'all. If you don't know what they are, it's because you've never asked the question. What makes me happy? What things can I not deal with? Absolutely. What are deal breakers? Okay? What would I like? Begin to question. Everything starts with a question. Begin to question yourself. Begin to be authentic. Be honest, y'all. Be honest. If you can't be honest with yourself, why would you expect someone else to be honest with you? And number 4. All right. And number 4 is simply this. You must be authentic, because if not, you will regret. You will regret being inauthentic. You will regret not being true to yourself. Ultimately, you will regret it. Because, I was talking to somebody the other day, and she was upset because she broke up with the guy. He split up, he left, and she was like, I changed all of these things for this guy. And she said, and she was hot, mad, upset. I said, you know why you're mad? You're not mad because y'all broke up. That might be a part of it. I said, you're mad because you became someone new in the process. You projected someone new other than yourself. And the other person, the agitation comes from the other person rejected that, did not accept that. And so now you're angry about that. When in fact, you should have just been yourself at the beginning. If they wouldn't accept it, then you wouldn't have been mad. You wouldn't have been mad because you were mad because I changed this. I did all of these things for this person, and they did not accept it. Well, the key is that you have to accept you. A lot of reasons we project other people, project other images, wear a mask, masquerade, is because we don't accept ourselves. And until you get to the point where you accept yourself, how can you expect someone else to accept you? That's just the truth. That's my time. I'm Ken Canion, the host of Love, Lust, and Lies. And until tomorrow, have a great day. And remember, every journey starts with one step. Take yours today. Peace.